What's going on, Jerome's? So you may have noticed that I've had a pimple on my nose going on for a couple of days now, and it refuses to pop. I'm thoroughly convinced that when it does, it's going to be like the chest burster from Alien, just like, bah. So, but we soldier on. Week 7 is coming up in the National Football League calendar, and the most accurate power rankings in the known universe drops tomorrow, as always. But it's always good to take the temperature of the national media Jabroni haircuts, see where the Vikings line up. Not a lot of changes since the Vikings were on bye, and I do have to salute the national media Jabroni haircuts because I feel like there would have been a huge inkling to move the Lions up because look what they did to Dallas, even though that game said way more about the Cowboys than the Lions. Whatever. But going through ESPN, the worldwide bleeder of viewers, number 2, Vikings staying put. Lesson learned, wait until the Vikings play the games. Minnesota was a preseason consensus pick not only to finish last in the NFC North, but to do so with a record below 500, partly because of a brutal opening to its schedule. Mathematically, both projections could still come true. But at 5-0, Minnesota is more than halfway to ensuring a winning record in 2024. The Vikings have also dominated their opponents with an NFL-high 63-point scoring differential. Kevin Seifert, who's not Carl Gershman. Hey, you notice how since the Vikings have the number 1 point differential in the league right now, including over the Lions, even though the Lions beat the Cowboys' ass, all that talk has gone away. 2022, it was the most important thing in the world, right? But now it's just like, whatever. Next, The Athletic, staying firm at 1. One big question, can Sam Darnold keep it up? Everyone is waiting for the Vikings quarterback to turn into a pumpkin. It's a precise language every single time. He has started fast before, they say, and they're right. Darnold has 1,346 passing yards in weeks 1 through 6 of the 2018 season with the Jets. The difference, Darnold had 9 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions at the start of that season. This year, Darnold has 11 touchdowns and 4 picks. In 3 of the last 4 seasons that Kevin O'Connell has been head coach or offensive coordinator for a team, that team has been top 10 in the league in scoring. The Vikings are 6th at the moment in 27.8 points per game. With the bye weeks, we have to get into averages now. And even though we nitpick Kevin O'Connell, and rightfully so to some degree, the man can coach offensive football, no matter who the hell his quarterback is, which is great. CBS Sports, Pete Prisco getting towel. Vikings stay put at 2. Coming off their bye, they face the Lions at home, which will be a big division game. The Brian Flores defense will be challenged by the Lions offense. Yahoo, number 2. Again, it annoys me that Yahoo counts it down. Vikings stay put at 2. It's great fortune for Minnesota that it got the bye right before facing the Lions. The Vikings were resting up while Detroit lost its best defensive player. Oh, yeah. It's really unfortunate. Sunday's game is massive in the NFC North race. The Vikings will plant their flag atop of it. Don't worry, man. Sports Illustrated. Vikings at 3, staying put at 3. They had Lions are 2. Yeah, Lions were 2 last week as well. Speaking of Hutchinson, boy, do I wish he was healthy for this Vikings-Lions matchup. This deserved to be a game that occurred with both teams at full strength, though that's not the reality of the NFL. At the bye, Minnesota is the 8th best team in the NFL in terms of dropback success rate on offense, and defensively is the 2nd best team in the NFL in terms of dropback success rate allowed. I wonder what Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores have cooked up after the self-scout. And that is huge, where the Vikings were able to self-scout, take a look at themselves and their deficiencies, because little secret, like, coaches don't really go away on the bye. Like, they stick around the building. They self-scout the rooster from top to bottom, and also they get after things for their next opponent. So, yeah, having these 2 weeks for Lions, really huge. USA Today Sports, Vikings 3. There were 2 last week, so they got bumped because the Ravens are 2. All right. Leaders of an NFC North off an historically hot start. The Vikings currently have the only interdivision win of 2024, but will get another chance to certify their undefeated legitimacy with the Lions coming to the Twin Cities on Sunday. I like that. That was a good turn of phrase. Pro Football Talk. It's not a thermos. So Lions were at 1. Lions were at R1. There were at 2 last week. Chiefs dropped down a spot. The Vikings stay put at 3. With the Lions and Rams 4 days apart, the Vikings are about to be tested. Oh, yeah. Don't talk about anything positive. It's like, oh, no, they're going to be tested. Oh, they got to be blah, blah, blah. Shut up. 33rd team. Vikings stay put at 2. The Vikings are no September fluke. They are the real deal, and the biggest reason is their coaching staff. The players have something to do with it, too. The Kevin O'Connell, Brian Flores duo is among the best in the NFL, and their defense should keep them in it just about every game. If TJ Hockenson returns in Week 7 or Week 8, it makes him even more dangerous on offense. After 5 games, the Vikings appear to be a legitimate Super Bowl contender in the NFC. Say it. Say it with your whole damn chest. Now, I understand being a Vikings fan, it's got to be like, well, we'll just take it one game at a time and hope for the best and be prepared for the worst. And once they let us down, oh, here we go. Oh, blah, blah, blah. No. F that, F your mom. Need to change mentality. This is a Super Bowl caliber team if they take care of their business, right? And these teams don't come along very often, but you got to enjoy it while it's here. That's right, baby. And lastly, NFL.com. So remember, Eric Edholm over at NFL, Vikings fans basically bullied him to voting the Vikings won last week. They stay put, which is great. Life is good. The Vikings roll into the bye at a perfect 5-0. Were able to enjoy some downtime. Head coach Kevin O'Connell rang a big bell prior to the Dodgers-Padres playoff game. Oh, he did go away. While quarterback Sam Darnold led the USC Trojans out of the tunnel for their bout with Penn State, which they lost. The Vikes had earned the off-week rest and rewards, as it was a pretty wild first third of the season, with trips to New York, London, and even Upper Wisconsin. And now the stakes are raised. 4 of the next 6 contests are on the road, and they kick off this next spate of games with a big showdown at US Bank Stadium hosting the Lions that just put up 47 points on Dallas. But that's Mike Zimmer's defense. Without Parsons, Kendricks, and Lawrence. But lost Aiden Hutchinson to a broken leg. The Lions need to clean up the Vikings need to clean up offensive turnovers and special teams mistakes to keep the perfect run going. And that's exactly it. The team is 5-0, and they've won some games convincingly, and they still can't stop beating themselves at times, right? But in terms of not turning the ball over, in terms of cleaning up special teams, that defense is going to get after things. And also, you had Hockenson, you had Reisner, Aaron Jones stays healthy. Let's go, man. But take a look at power rankings from the National Media Jabroni Haircut Sphere. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You know what to do. Skull production value.